Xin chào các bạn, mình là Nguyễn Trần Minh Anh, học lớp 3.7 trường Wellspring Saigon. Mình đã tham gia cuộc thi Wellspring Voice 2 năm và cảm nhận đây là hoạt động bổ ích mang ý nghĩa nhân văn. Vì thế, năm nay mình tiếp tục tham gia để góp sức mình vào xây dựng sách nói. Các bạn ạ, chắc hẳn mỗi người chúng ta đều đã từng đắm mình trong thế giới cổ tích Andersen đúng không? Và hôm nay, mình sẽ gửi đến cho các bạn một trong những câu chuyện hấp dẫn nằm trong tuyển tập Truyện của Andersen của nhà văn Đan Mạch Hans Christian Andersen. Đó là Bầy chim thiên nga với phiên bản tiếng Anh. Hãy cùng lắng nghe các bạn nhé. The Wild Swans. Once upon a time, there were 11 young princes and their beloved sister, Princess Eliza. Their father, the king, after becoming a widower, married a cruel woman who wasted no time in chasing Eliza away from the palace. Then, with an evil spell, she turned the girls' brothers into white swans which flew away. Eliza lived with some farmers until she turned 15 and was recalled to the palace by her father. However, before she met him, her stepmother smeared her face and clothes with mud and tousled her hair, to the point that the king didn't even recognize her and sent her away. After much wandering through woods and swamps, Eliza reached the seashore. At sunset, 11 magnificent white swans swooped down onto the beach, and when the last of the sun's rays has disappeared down the horizon, they turned into her brothers. Immediately, the young princes recognized their sister and ran to her. What joy! What excitement!
Would you like to come and live with us on the other side of the sea?
Asked the boys. Of course, answered Eliza. Then her brothers hurried to weave a sack of rushes and leaves to carry their sister. At sunrise, now once again swans, they flew off with the heavy bag firmly held in their beaks. The journey was long, and lulled by the wind, Eliza fell asleep. She dreamt of a fairy who told her to make special tunics for her brothers, using stinging nettles. Then, she had to throw them on each swan in order to break the spell. Until that moment, Eliza should have remained in silence, as just as one word from her would have killed her own brothers. As soon as the journey ended, Eliza rushed to collect the stinging plants and began to spin them and weave them without a word or a groan of pain for her sore and blistered hands. Soon, the first tunic was ready. One morning, while Eliza was sitting on a rock weaving the second tunic, a party of hunters led by the king of that land passed by. As soon as the king saw Eliza, he fell madly in love with her and asked her to follow him to the royal palace and marry him. With a nod of her head, the girl accepted, and a few days later, the wedding was celebrated. The royal marriage hadn't swept away Eliza's love for her brothers, so every night, the girl went out into the thickest of the woods and collected bundles of stinging nettles, which she spun and weaved all through the night. Some courtiers noticed the queen's unusual nocturnal habits, and Suspecting that she was a witch, they told the king about it. To dispel all doubt and gossip about his wife, one night the king followed her secretly. But seeing that she did indeed go to the wood all by herself, he too ended up believing that she was a witch. Reluctantly, he ordered that she be imprisoned awaiting trial. However, poor Eliza was allowed to take the tunics and the nettles into her cell. So, even in the dark dungeon, the girl carried on working tirelessly, spinning, weaving, and sewing the stinging fabric. On the day of the trial, Eliza was taken to the pyre by the soldiers with all her tunic. Suddenly, the swans swooped down from the sky, ready to fight to their death for her. At once, Eliza threw a tunic over each bird, and to the astonishment of the onlookers, they turned into 11 splendid princes. The spell now broken, Eliza could finally explain everything to her husband, who, remorseful and sorry, asked for her forgiveness. From that day, Eliza, the king, and the 11 princes lived together happily ever after. Câu chuyện thú vị cho các bạn. Qua câu chuyện này, chúng ta thấy được tình yêu thương trong mỗi con người và trân trọng tình cảm anh em trong gia đình. Vì vậy, chúng ta hãy trân trọng giá trị cuộc sống, yêu thương gia đình và luôn hướng thiện để vượt qua mọi chông gai các bạn nhé. Tạm biệt các bạn.